Yo. What is going on? What is going on? No intro yet because I have not, I've not created a new one yet. So no intro. What I am going to do though, is I'm going to figure out why all of my recordings are coming off so low, because they shouldn't be. My volume is set to max. Let me bring this up a little bit more. I'm just trying not to distort. That's always the key. Nobody wants to hear distortion. Weird that I can't change it any louder than what it is right now. Like this is maximum. Let me check. Let me check my internal gain. The only reason why I say that is because every time I shoot a video, I know it's lower. I know it shouldn't be lower but I have to bump up all my volumes. And when I was at NAMM, I didn't have to bump my volumes. Like off of the DJI, they were just like perfect. I don't have to edit it at all. So I got to figure out what exactly is going on. And I know it just has to do with the internal gain. So we're just gonna do a quick change over here. If I can remember how to do this damn stuff. The joy of not using a product too often here. There we go. All right, I'm at plus 65. We're gonna bump this up to. We're gonna bump this up to say 75. Check. 222 111. What happens if we bump it up to 80? Okay, 76 is the maximum. We hearing any distortion on that side? You need to check your. It's not no Phantom. It's the Rode. It's the Rodecaster, Arabian friends. It's the Rodecaster. So the Phantom power is just in the gain. Well, we'll see if that works. We'll see if that makes it any better. Okay, good. So this is where we'll stay for now. I'm still not actually in the red, but this might be enough to make it okay. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? It is the Cleveland Terry Show on a Thursday, coming in a little late. I know I'm coming in late. You're just going to have to deal with it. Sometimes this happens. And I have a sick kid in the other room, and she threw off my whole timing. I had a whole big thing. I'm getting up. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then she threw off my timing. I'm not blaming her. That's my own lack of discipline that didn't get me to the gym today. I'm going to the gym. It'll just be later in the day. I cannot seem to do the gym in the morning anymore. It doesn't work for me. My body just doesn't want to be there. And I've tried. I've gotten up for everything. I cannot get up for the gym in the mornings anymore. Does that make me a bad person? I don't feel like a bad person. I just feel like I'm, you feel like you're hurting yourself. You know what I mean? And there's stuff I could be doing with that time. Like if I had just gotten that done and I get on my show and then when I'm done, I have my conference calls for my clients and then I don't have to do anything. You need to get a home gym. I don't like home gyms. I have some things here. I don't like working at home. I mean, that gym would have to be like pristine. But right now I have like bits here, bits there, Peloton here. You know what I mean? Like I don't have, I need a weight bench, a real weight bench. I don't want to just rock cables all day long. So there's that. Techno Dad in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Techno Dad actually helped me out at NAMM this week or last week. He was playing traffic cop while I was trying to shoot a video that hasn't gone out yet. If you guys have not seen the phase video that went out this morning, I don't know, about 7 a.m., give or take, I threw subtitles on it this time because the phase people are not from here and they have very strong accents. So I said, let me throw the subtitles on. I use DaVinci Resolve. So I'm just like, let me just throw them on real quick. Used to be a Final Cut guy. Now I'm Resolve. And I actually love it. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Final Cut. I started on Final Cut, but I don't know, man. DaVinci Resolve, it's just better. it's just better right now. So, very strong accent. So I said, let me just throw the subtitles on. And I think it worked out. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because the Humpter booth, so the Humpter booth last year, when they released the Humpter booth, the first one, I had the main owner doing it. This time he didn't have time. He's like, oh, this world-class DJ is going to do it and run it. And his accent was so strong. What he was saying was accurate, but so strong. So I'm going to throw some subtitles on that one too. Not thinking, they are AI generated. I mean, within DaVinci Resolve, they are AI generated though. You just go in there, add the subtitle track, and then click and just say, take, audio, make the subtitles from the audio. And there's a trick to it, especially if you're using Resolve. The trick is you turn on, because they have an AI noise isolator, and in NAMM, you absolutely need it, but you don't want it to sound artificial, right? So, you do too much and it takes out all the sound, and then it just feels like it's like the bottom's been removed. So what you do is you turn on the AI, and like right now, my AI, like on the face video, is set to about 25%. It can go all the way up to 100. And when you turn it on, it's at 100. It's extreme. It sounds like crap. So I bring mine to about 25%. I don't mind having some noise here and there, but I want to make sure I focus on the audio of the microphone. So what you do is you turn the AI on, and you can keep it at 100%. That's fine. Then you run your auto script. You run your subtitle script or AI. So you get the best possible sound just for the vocals. And then when it's done, crank it back down to 25. Problem solved. So, so subtitles. And I've heard that subtitles are actually a good thing, even though there is already auto captions on YouTube. And I guess subtitles for us makes no sense since we are speaking English. It would be better to have subtitles in like all the other languages, but you got to start somewhere. I know that they have those in YouTube now. Like you can just click on an auto captions and YouTube will try. And if I really wanted to be that guy, I could export out my subtitles for YouTube and then pull them back in when I upload the video. So there's a lot of options. Anyway, that's your daily tech news for video editing. By the way, that video should have gone out. What is today? Thursday. That video should have gone out Monday. That video should have gone out on Monday. Let me explain to you where I am in life. I am trying to reprioritize or rebalance the stuff that I do. Obviously, work is number one. My DJ company, and making sure that that's done. Work, family, working out, YouTube, somewhere around there. So, let's see here. So we'll talk about NAMM, but the week of NAMM was basically Thursday through Saturday. So they didn't have the Sunday like they normally do. So I went Thursday morning. I wouldn't even call it morning. I left at I think around 10:30 to get there. And from my house to get to Anaheim, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on traffic. So this one, it actually took about 2 hours. So I didn't get there. I was late enough to go to my hotel, park my car, because I was like about 90.90 of a mile to NAMM, to the convention center, Anaheim Convention Center. So I got there, parked my car, literally called an Uber, went to the front desk and just got my permit. And I'm like, look, I will check in later on. I got to go. I got meetings that I need to get to. So my Uber came, took off there. It was like a 5-minute ride, 5 minute to get there because it's the beginning of NAMM. That did not apply at any point the rest of the week. Okay. So I got there about you know, I don't know. I want to say I got to NAMM like 1 o'clock, give or take, right around there. My first meeting wasn't until I think 2, so I had some time. But with NAMM, it's literally a carnival ride. It's a carnival ride. Jeff wants us perfect location. So here's the thing. You have 2 options with NAMM, technically 3. I mean, if you live around there, you can just drive in every day. But if you drive in every day, you're going to pay anywhere between $35 to like $50 a day to park either in the Disney/convention parking across the street or at the convention center parking, like at like the Hilton. I think it's the Hilton. Yeah, the Hilton has like that universal parking. So it's expensive. It is expensive. So your options are to Uber in, and Uber will cost you. I never paid more than $12 for my Uber every time from back and forth. So, and G. Kenny's saying $80 parking, which is crazy. So I paid, give or take, about $22, $23 a day for Uber instead of paying the $50 to $80 in parking. There you go. Parked at Ruth Chris. Okay. That's smart. So, but since I was there and I walked home the last time, and it was good that I Ubered. It was just long. It was just far enough that it was just kind of uncomfortable. Now, the year before, I stayed at like the Comfort Inn or something. It was like right across the street. It was total walking distance. It was easy. And but this year, when I went to book them, all the prices went up. Every room was like, I want to say $350 and up. And $300 was like for your basic room. I was like, oh, what? This is dumb. So just like 0.70 away, all the rooms dropped down to like 150, 160 or whatever. That's what I wanted to pay. I wasn't getting sponsored this time. So it wasn't like, I'm just going to burn through some money. So I decided for the Uber. So basically I saved money this time, but it was a little bit of an annoyance getting home after NAMM ends. But besides that, it was all good. So if you want to get the best possible bang for your buck, there's a hotel, which I didn't stay at this time, but I will stay at next time. It was called the Viv, which was a brand new hotel, totally custom, beautiful, just posh hotel. It was right across the street from me. And it was the same price as what I paid for, essentially like a, not Motel 6. I don't know. One of those kind of baseline hotels. It's one of the chains. I can't think of it right now. Like a Holiday Inn Express. That's what I would equate this place to. And then when I got there and I realized that Holiday Inn, that their conglomerate actually owns the buildings, all of them. So that made sense because it felt a lot like a Holiday Inn Express. But they had a gym. That's all I really cared about. Would have been nice to have a breakfast in the morning, but I think about that too. And I always bring bars with me. I bring like 3 days. I actually brought like 5 bars because I was going to 3 days worth in the morning because I never have time to eat in the morning. And then if I'm burning out halfway through the convention, I'll eat one of those bars too. I live on bars at conventions, in all honesty. Yeah, probably the calorie ratio is off. When I got there on Thursday, it's always Wednesday, sorry. When I got there on Thursday, you literally hit the ground running. So there's no stopping. That's when everybody's getting there. So everybody sees you there and wants to talk to you, say hi, what's up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The DJ area is pretty, it's not packed, but it's getting there real fast, right? But I have to say my highs to everybody and, people I know and everything. So, by the way, David Dean, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I know I didn't say hi to everybody, but Techno Dad in the house, G Kenny in the house, DJ Angelo, Versa, OG Arabian Prince. Always my dude. He was at NAMM also. Always great to see him. And Callow in the building, DJ Allen. So we'll talk about all of these things that are in your questions here in a few minutes. For instance, like your DJI Pocket, we'll talk about all of that. I'm just going to pin this up so I can get to the ones with questions. Hitting in the building, what is going on? Okay, so first day is always a little chaotic at NAMM for me. I can't speak. I feel like there's something in my body, in my lips. I can't speak for everyone because I think everybody operates differently. But for me, it can get a little hectic. So I'm just going to my calendar right here. Still had meetings. For some reason, my Calendly, even though I turned off the day, was still allowing people in. I don't know what I did, but anyway. But I got all those meetings called. Anyway, I called them on my drive-in. So I don't book a lot of things for NAMM on Thursdays. I did have a dinner with LD. I see the ICOA question on there. So we will talk about that also. I did hear all of the speakers, so we can talk about that. I'm going to do some videos also with my actual thoughts, but I did hear all the speakers. I know I started off with something and then I got into this. So if it comes back in my head, it comes back in my head. Okay. So on Thursday, I use that time just to kind of like meet and greets, say hi to the homies, what's up, just kind of get a feel of the land. Now, this year, specifically, I had I think it was a 1 o'clock meeting, maybe 1:30 meeting, because I found out really last minute. I think I found out on like Wednesday afternoon that RAANE / In Music was actually going to be at NAMM this year. They haven't been to NAMM in forever. So I was like, okay, well, if you're going to be there, and they're like, and we have something special to show you. Now, I say this because I've said in the past that there are no more moving platter controllers coming out this year. You're good. People are like, should I buy the Rev 7? Whatever. Should I buy the Performer? I'm like, you guys are good. You guys are good. I did not know about the MK2. Now, let me back up. I did know about the MK2. I didn't know that they were going to be showing anything or releasing anything. Like, I always go through and talk to people, and we talk to manufacturers. They show me, early prototypes and demos and all that stuff, or pictures, whatever. So I've seen that stuff. I just didn't know that it was actually going to be coming out. And it was last minute for them too. Like when I talked to my guy, Jason, he was like, look, trust me, this is an absolute last minute thing. We weren't expecting to do this. We got the okay from the boss. So that's why we're doing it. They were always going to have a presence at NAMM this year, specifically for the production brands like Akai and, all those things. And now that Akai and the MPC lineup just got together with Native Instruments. So there's that. So it was always going to be a big push for that. But the DJ side, very small, less focus. So it was nice that they had that. So that was the first time I shot with my Pocket 3. Now, I have it here. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, so the I hadn't really used it. I mess around with it here and there, but I didn't really use it. So the first time I touched it, I didn't know all the little tricks. It's like when I use my Sony cams. The first couple times it was kind of trash, and then it just got better and better. So if you noticed, the video today from Phase is better than the video for RAANE. There was so many aspects of it that I needed to fix on it. Let's see. Yeah, so many aspects. For instance, I'll give you the easiest things. The microphone sounded amazing. That was easy. But getting everything to line up, I had misplaced. I didn't misplace it. I'd left it in my car. The wide angle lens, it was still in the bag, and I don't have the bag. I didn't have the bag with me. So I had to shoot that with the shorter lens. The wide angle lens is not actually that wide, but it makes a big difference. And so I had to shoot normal. I have a nice stand for it, so that was great. But I just couldn't get, every time I would try to like get the video, the thing would go like this, like pretend my head is this camera right here, and I would turn it down and go, turn it to the side. So there's so much video of like the camera doing whatever it wants. So if you didn't notice, that's why there's B-roll. You know, B-roll is not just for pretty things. B-roll is to cover up some bullshit. Okay. Oh my God. What happened here? Oh, that dude just walked in front of the camera and was sitting there just messing with stuff. B-roll, because the volume, the audio always comes through, but the picture looks like trash. So that was my first experience with it. I went back to edit it. I was so frustrated. I edited in the hotel. I was so annoyed because it's not up to my standards visually. Doesn't have to be perfect in a live element. You know, you just kind of work through it, but it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to look reasonable. That's just my standard. I'm sure some people are fine. Not me. That's not the way I work. So, so I got it to work. Little stupid things that I didn't realize. Like for instance, you know, when you have the gimbal, because it's a gimbal, okay? So you have to treat it accordingly. You can't be doing all this because it has to give it a chance to move around. See what happens when I got all stupid? It's like you start to do that a little. Nope, it's been reached. So you have to treat it like a real gimbal, like if you're using it on a standard Sony a7 IV. So you gotta move this slowly. You gotta do it. And then the one thing I didn't realize, if you click on the button, right? You click on the button and you hold it there, it will kind of remember where you were when you shot it. So then when you start moving around, it kind of keeps the video, it keeps the frame in position as you shot it. Little things like that I didn't really know when I first started using it. But now that I know, you know, and it makes it easier. Yeah, I would show you right now, but I'm not going to. So this holding it down is really, really good to keep your camera in frame. What I love about it is this thing right here. I can hold myself or double click on me, and then it tracks me. So then when I move around, even though the camera is not in the same position, the gimbal stays with me. So when I'm doing product shots, it makes it so much easier. I actually on the Hunter video, I used that part when I was doing the interview, and I put it on the guy speaking. So then when he walked behind the booth, it would follow him in the booth. So it's like having an assistant without having an assistant. So once I got that down, it made it a lot easier to do, but it took a minute. Now that I'm more comfortable with it, because I was like, I don't like the video, I don't like the way it looks, I don't like the quality. It's not my a7 IV, and it is not my a7 IV. This is for damn sure, but it is so much easier to get around. And I saw people with like my big rigs that I used to bring. I was a little jealous, just a little bit, just because it just looks like, you know, I'm big. I'm you know what I mean? But the problem is, with the big ones is obviously, I mean, unless you're bringing a gimbal, it won't have that tracking. It is bigger, so there's less places you can put it, and it just makes things more complicated. But the fact that it ties up right with the microphone, I don't have to think about it with the DJI mic, it's so much easier, so much easier. And then once I opened up the Mino or Mimo app on the DJI, that changed things for me. So if you guys saw in the phase video, I can literally move the camera as I was talking. You know, I can move it up, move it down. That was a game changer. That was an absolute game changer. So I like it. I like it. So will I ever be going back? I mean, I like the fact that like my gear in here stays my gear in here. So this is my, you know, my high dollar. I know you guys saw the little glitch with the error every day. There's at least one. So hopefully that's all I'm going to get. Anyway, it's a high dollar production studio. I'm fine with, but when I'm out, this is my guy. This is my guy. Anyway, so back to my story. So I met with Jason Stout. We did the interview at RAANE, and it caught me by surprise too. Okay, no lie. I didn't get any emails beforehand. Nothing saying, oh, by the way, we're working on this. Yada yada yada. Nothing. Like we had seen it before, but it was a surprise. So I am sorry for anybody. I'm sorry for anybody that I told not to buy the Rev 7. And really, they're two different devices. They're two different devices. Two different devices. Jason Stout in the building. I didn't even realize Jason was here. I'm glad. You know what? I am glad that I'm a decent human being, because a non-decent human being would have probably said some dirt and then I would look like an idiot. So, Jason, welcome. Yes. You just got to you have to stay true. That's the key here. You got to stay true to yourself. And then, you know, you won't have drama. See? Anyway, so I was as surprised as you guys, not from the release, but from when they announced it. What do I think so far? I mean, I put in the video. I mean, we'll do a full video, but I still believe though, if you liked the RAANE 1, you're going to love. He really did. He really did. If you like the RAANE 1, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change if you necessarily didn't like the RAANE 1, because I know some people who had issues with the RAANE 1. It was, you know, oh, it's got a cramped mixer section. You know, that hasn't changed. That's going to stay the same. So if that was one of your things, like the physical issues, if those were issues, that's not going to change. But if you were like, I love the RAANE 1, I just wish it had, then the Mark II is going to be the one for you, in all honesty. And again, I was the same way. I was like, God, this RAANE 1, it's great, except for, and then they've added all these things in. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. If you were into the RAANE, I don't think you're going to convince people that didn't like the small mixer size to get it. I don't think that's going to happen. But everybody else, you know, that wants a smaller footprint, that's always key, because I was just looking at the RAANE 1. It's in my son's room right now because he was practicing on that. It's a very small footprint, very small. Mixmaster G in the building, Professor BX in the building. Look at this. We're making love connections. We got Professor BX and Jason Stout in the building. There's no bad words. There's no cursing. Just friends. And you know what? That is the one thing I will say about. That was a joke, by the way. That is the one thing I will say about the DJ culture that a lot of people, give it time, a lot of people make really, really poor assumptions about. And one of those things is, you know, all of these manufacturers are adversaries. You know, that's a big deal. They're all adversaries. And the reality is they're all good people. They're just selling a product that maybe the other one's not selling, but they're still good people, and they all run into the same things. Okay. Both of them. There's nobody immune from this. We just want to put out a good product, but we also have to convince the higher ups that we need this product, and they fight the same animal, different face, same animal. And that's what I know. So when I talk to them, I'm just like, yeah, it's the same thing. Hey, what about this? No, we couldn't get that done. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. Oh, okay. It would have been nice. Yeah, we know. Like, trust me. They all feel the same way that us DJs feel. You know, there's a lot of crap talking. Oh, well, you know, this company does this and they have lost their blah, blah, blah. And it's like, trust me when I tell you, the employees, the people that work for these, like even the higher ups, you know, Professor BX has been in this industry for a while, you know, but even he has to sometimes say, I try to convince them, but they won't listen to me. Jason's out. I try to convince, but it's not in the cards. Happens all the time. So never take out your frustrations with the people that, you know, make the announcements or they're at the shows or they are doing their best to provide you with a quality product. I promise you that. Not one time have any of them ever said, well, you know, this is just to sell some stuff. Not one time. It's always them trying to deliver the best possible product. And when they know I'm going to call them out, they will say it before I even say it. Professor BX is the king of like, hey, I know you're not going to like this, but hear me out. And you know, sometimes he can convince me. Other times I'm like, yeah, no, still not working. But that's okay. They're trying their hardest. Now, all right, I've done enough pandering. We can get back to shit talking when I block them. All right, guys, they're over there. They don't hear me, okay? So this is just for you guys, okay? It's not going to happen. 12-inch Skins in the building. What's going on, fam? We had a great time at NAMM also. He's always super. It's so funny because there are two different people that operate in the same body at 12-inch Skins. There's the I'm on the floor and I'm serious and I'm working my ass off. I walk by him. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Just focused, dead focused, right? Then there is the same guy at the parties. And this man won't stop talking in a really good way. But it's just so funny, the polar opposites of some people. Anyway, but 12-inch Skins had some really good, their designs. He worked beautiful designs in Fruity Pebbles. I'm going to actually post it today on IG. If you're not following me on IG, you need to, because I post a lot of content that doesn't go on YouTube on IG. Like, for instance, my new Serato scratch records that I just got. That was posted yesterday. IG, Cleveland Terry with an underscore. That's it. IG and TikTok. If I'm not sure what's going on with TikTok, but definitely IG. But he had some cool, like, cereal box controllers, Fruity Pebbles, and like all the cereals. It was very, very cool. It was the most colorful area in the whole NAMM building. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Frankenberry. Thank you. Frankenberry, he says. And Lucky Charms. Yeah, it was so cool. Anyway. And what was also cool was seeing like these 7-year-olds. Like, this guy has 3 kids. I assume they're like 7, probably 9 or 10, and then like 13. And they were on the decks when I walked by. Like, that's passion. And they were all decent. Like the littlest one, you know, I think he was like 6 or 7. He wasn't very good, but the motions, the crossfader, he was working them. But, you know, his sisters were ridiculous. So that's the kind of stuff that will be on IG. All right. So heard it's industry insiders only. We must be talking about, oh, okay. So Don Rafa says, is there a way to gain entry to NAMM? Yes and no. Okay. So you actually can go to the NAMM website and apply. And their things are pretty low on the totem as far as what you need in order to get in. But you need to be like an influencer, a journalist, a manufacturer, retailer, teacher. Like, all of these little things are applied to it. And then they pretty much approve you. Now, the difference is the certain levels that you're kind of approved at kind of qualify how much the tickets will cost. All right. So you can actually purchase tickets. And if you're a manufacturer, you're purchasing like a block of tickets. Like that's just a part of what you do to give out as guest passes. But if you're an individual, like say for me, you know, and I would go on there, I can go on there right now and buy for, well, not buy for 2026, but 2025. I could buy the tickets and then they would probably cost me, I think they're like $100. I think for me, it could have been different. I didn't even look this year, but I think it drops down to like 60 or $70. And then like the highest I saw was somewhere around 125, 150, somewhere around there. But yeah, you can buy a ticket. My buddy Unique bought his ticket, you know, because I couldn't get him passes this year. Passes were really tight this year. So if you don't want to pay, then you have to ask somebody, a manufacturer, somebody that's going to be there. A manufacturer, like I always use Ultimate Ears because that's my dude and I like to support. So he just sends me literally. It used to be they would have to go in there and actually purposely put everything in. Now you get a NAMM kind of pre-registration where you go in there and put your information in and then it turns around and sends you the actual pass from NAMM. So you put it in under 12 inch, under, you know, whatever, 12 inch skins or Ultimate Ears. And then you'll get the NAMM will send you a real registration and then you put that in and then you're done. So you do need to know people or you need to pay the money. I don't pay the money. I just know people and I call in my favors. Normally speaking, they have a lot to this time. It seems like there were less to go around because I couldn't get them any for my homies, but like everybody that's there, every manufacturer, they have passes, all of them. I'll buy one of you next year. Yeah. 150 regular. So yeah. So there you go. But anybody can go as long as you've paid the money. The problem is most people don't want to pay the money. So, this year was very interesting because there wasn't a lot of new products. There really wasn't. I mean, yes, Phase, a huge one. I'm not going to talk about Phase. You can check my video out. That's how we help each other. I give you information, you help me out. So their Phase came out with theirs. And I was supposed to talk to them on Thursday. I didn't get a chance to talk to them until Saturday morning. It was such a long ass day. Anyway, that's why my Phase video went longer. When I got home, I went from Phase or from the Anaheim Convention Center home to turn around and come right back to go to Disneyland with my family. I did not want to be at Disneyland. I had just gone on Tuesday. I was exhausted. My body hurt. So I didn't want to be there, but I went because my family went and I got to see like my older son and my daughter, my oldest daughter. So they all came. So that was nice to be with the family, but I was tired. So by the time on Monday came around, I opened up this guy and I started looking at the footage and I just put it down. I'm like, I can't do anything. My brain does not want to do this. And then I hit Tuesday, had meetings all day. So I didn't really have time to do it. And then by the time I got to nighttime, I'm like, I don't want to do it either. So Wednesday was the first day where I was like, okay, I can actually get this done. I can get this done. So that was Wednesday night. And when you're dealing with so much and it was just a lot. So, there's that, especially when you put in B-roll. Okay. So what I was saying, this year, there wasn't a lot of new gear. There was Phase and there was RAANE. By the way, RAANE's thing is always the same way in music. First day, which is when I did my interview, first day is kind of closed for the general public. They open up. Normally it would be 2 days, I believe, but this time, because it was short in time, they opened up to general public the following day. So I wanted to have my video out before they opened up. So I always appreciate that. They were the only ones, them in Phase. Yeah, I know Hercules had a new controller for your phone. Woohoo! I mean, it is what it is, you know. But this was the year of the speakers. This was the year of the speakers. Never have I been to NAMM and been like, ooh, I got to hear all the speakers. Like, you know, they're in a whole different building. It's a lot of walking. It is what it is. But this year we had QSC with the line array. We had EV with 2 new line arrays. And, RCF was there also. And LD with new speakers. Walkabout carrier. I don't even know what that is. What is a walkabout carrier? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let me know. Year of the speakers. Guess we'll talk about one right now. And that will be the QSC, what is it, KC 10.2 and 12 and 12.2, somewhere around there. KC 10, KC 12. Okay, so I am at odds. With this speaker. I had no idea, Mac. I had no idea. I'm gonna have to find a picture of that. So I have a very mixed attitude with the QSC system, because on one hand, I appreciate QSC for finally coming out with a line array. But on the other hand, I left the sound room very disappointed. Now, it's weird because I'm saying I'm very disappointed, but meanwhile, I go online and I see all these forums, and then I see that QSC got the one of the Speakers of the Year award for the QSC, and everybody on there is like, "Oh my God, QSC is using all this and all this and all that." And I have a video. I just have to release it. I will post it probably tonight about how amazing, and oh God, we've this innovations and this and blah blah blah. Guys, I'm literally talking about speakers. If you give me a chance, we'll get to all of them. Be patient. This is how the show works. Roll with it. So, they told me about all the designs and all the things that are good about it. And yes, there are things that are good about it. There are things. But then I walked into the room and I heard them playing hip hop music. And I specifically want to hear hip hop music because it drives me crazy when I walk into a demo room and they're playing like Kenny G. Do not restart my system now. Pick a time. This is why I hate Windows. Let's do 5 p.m. today. Sorry, guys. I don't mess around with this. Okay. I don't want to hear Kenny G. I don't want to hear some jazz song, because the one thing that really exists between all of these arrays, all of them, they're very, very good in general about producing a warm bass line. Okay. Kind of like the old Eon 18s. The JBL Eons, just warm. They never really hit, right? But they're warm. Okay, so that's going to be on every line array. That was going to happen. So if you give me some jazz songs or some, whatever, they're going to be pronouncing that bass frequency. Okay, cool, whatever. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for my private events. Parties, okay? I want something you're gonna feel that pop coming from the speaker, and it's gonna hit you somewhere, not just let it wrap you up no, I want it to hit you, not hug you, hit you, okay? So we struggle with that a little bit. When I went into the QSC room, I just was kind of underwhelmed. Not that they're bad. Not saying that at all. I think they're fine for a 12-inch line array. I think they're fine. I don't think when everybody's talking about, oh my God, they're the greatest thing that has come, I didn't hear that. And I don't really care what technology you've brought in if the end result is the same, and look, I'm going to tell you this right now. Okay. This is just my opinion. And again, we're on the live show. This is what we do on the live show. We don't bullshit. Okay. But, I truly believe that most of these companies are focused on the wrong thing. Most of these line array companies are focused on the wrong thing. All right. They are focused on clarity of the sound. Oh my God. You hear how clear that is? You hear that how crisp that is? That's not, yes, great. If you are doing speeches all day and you need something like that, great. But that's not what DJs are using them for. And they honestly keep doing the same thing where they focus on the clarity, and the clarity is just one piece of it. One piece. We need all of it, but we also need it to hit. Okay. So, they had a DJ in there. She was dope, by the way. I forget her name. But she was dope. And she was playing, I think she was playing either Squabble Up or Not Like Us. Can't remember right now. And first thing I heard when I walked in the room was upper registry distortion. And then the second thing I heard was the pop of the sub, but not the good pop. You guys know what I'm talking about. When it seems like you're overextending a sub and it's now because it's too much, like it's just giving up. That's what I heard. Now, I'm not saying that those speakers won't sound good and you'll get them into your house and you'll get them in the place and you'll figure out what the top of how high you should push them and all of that stuff. We all go through it. You're learning your speakers, learning what works. So I'm not saying that. Okay. But again, it's a demo. I didn't check if she was redlining. I didn't check that. I didn't walk up and be like, hey, I'm not that guy. but that's the point I'm making. If you are redlining, it's not her job to make sure it sounds good. Her job is to DJ. Your job, the QSC guys, engineers, need to be over there like, turn it down, bring the bass down, do this, do that, farting. Perfect. That is exactly that's it. That's the word. Thank you. So it's the QSC's job, the engineers, to be like, turn it down, walk up to her, turn hers down. You are overextending what the system can do. So I will even disregard that. Okay. I'll let that go and be like, hey, it's the DJ. She's redlining. Fine. Whatever. But I can't unhear that now. I can't unhear that. That's never going to change now. So I know, and the room wasn't very big. Okay. It wasn't very big. So I know that at some point in the gain stage structure, something was off. Could have been her, could have been them. Not sure. But the room wasn't very big and I was having a normal conversation. Now, that's not to say that from a purely audiophile perspective, that they are being analyzed and being like, wow, this sounds amazing from an audiophile perspective. We are not audiophiles. Okay? Never going to happen. We're not trying to play music like that. So I think that the QSCs are fine. They're fine. I think if you're going to come out with a line array in 2025, you really should have come out with something more, and that's just an opinion. That's just an opinion. I don't, it's just, yeah. And this is true. Sandman, some of us have trained ears. I spend a lot of time actually engineering. So when I hear things, there's certain things that I'm prepared to let go. I know that when you're DJing for, 200, 300 people, the clarity doesn't matter as much. I mean, it matters. Obviously, you need to be able to talk on a microphone and have them hear you. But the clarity can be EQ'd. Okay? It really can. I don't want my speaker to just be like, no, it's just pure. Listen to how crisp, because crisp to me has always sounded sterile. Okay. Crisp to me has sounded sterile. I've never once been like, oh, listen to the clarity and been like, oh yeah. No, I hear sterile. It sounds sterile. It sounds like there's no color in it. And it's okay to have a flat response. I'm not saying that's not the truth. But, when you're DJing at a party, when you're DJing that kind of stuff, you got to have it. This is why I say LD makes the best sonically manufactured speakers. They're not trying to be all things. Okay. Their highs are not crisp like that. They are a little bit muted, high frequency roll off at the top. Okay. Because they're designed more to be more like, actual speakers you want to dance to. Okay. Not just speakers you want to hear. So yeah, just tuned. It is what it is. So they were fine. I'm not jumping around like all these other people are. That's just, I don't feel it. I didn't hear it. I did not hear the greatness that a lot of people in these forums are talking about. I didn't hear it. So either that means that like my hearing is trash if all these other people are like, oh no, this is it. Or I'm really one of the only people that's actually heard them properly. It's the only thing I can think of. Because if I go into your room and I'm like, let me hear your speakers, and you put on Steely Dan, I don't believe anything that's coming out of these speakers. I don't. Sorry. I need to hear what you would be playing at a party, and what is that? Was that holding back the years or rolling through the years? Like that kind of stuff? Like that's not dance music. Listen to that. Listen to the quality, the sonic capabilities. And I don't want to move my ass. This sound does not make me want to move my ass. And I need to know what ass music you got playing so I can put it together. I need to sit in this room and go, okay, I'm hearing it now. I'm hearing how it's going to sound on a regular person's party. This is a backhanded compliment, by the way. Backhanded compliment. I know when I read a backhanded compliment, Keith. So anyway, here's the thing. And I agree. Everybody's perception is going to be different. I just think that people have allowed themselves. Okay. There's a lot of DJs out there right now. There's a lot of new DJs. Just a lot of people that have finally got into DJing. Maybe they DJ clubs and now they're like, okay, I'm going to do private events, or I literally just started doing private events. There's a lot of DJs out there. I'm going to say this, and I really, really mean this, okay? There's a lot of DJs that did not grow up with Serwin Vegas. By the way, Serwin Vega was there. I don't think they're going to be there next year. But there's a lot of DJs that didn't use real passive subs, okay? They didn't have to do multiple amps and tops and bottoms. Like they've only known column arrays. So when they hear a column array, they're like, that sounds really good. And I'm going, that does not sound at all like I want on my parties. They don't know it. It's the same thing when I hear all these people talking about how, all I need is an Evolve 50, and everything that I do, it's perfect for it. And then I find out that later on, well, every single venue you work at has a noise ordinance. So you're not even allowed to push it. So yes, that Evolve 50 is fine. It's fine. It's not fine for me. It's not fine for me. So I think that's why people are giving this so much credit, because they don't know how bass is supposed to sound. They don't. And I'm bringing the club to the party. I don't want them to feel like they're not getting that experience when they pay all this money for me. I'm bringing the club to the party. Every system I bring will be appropriate for the room. There's 100 people. Yes, I can bring my LD 28 G3s and be fine. But if I'm in a if I'm in a bigger room, I'm bringing the QSCs. If I'm in a bigger room, I'm bringing the SRXs. You know, if I'm in a bigger room, I'm bringing the 900s and maybe multiples. I want people on every part of the dance floor to feel that music, but not screechy. It's not about being screechy. It's about being warm. And that's what I'm saying. Warm is the most inviting tone. Okay. Color, warm. And I get more compliments. On warmth than I do anything else. Nobody's ever telling me when I come up, your system sounds really crisp. I can hear everything. Nobody's ever said that. But you know what they do say? Your system sounds really good. It's just so, I don't know, something about it. It's not too bright. It's not too, you know what? It's frequency roll off. So every time I hear this, you guys got to go, you know, the clarity. That's not what people want. They need it. They need a part of it, but they don't need it to be the selling point of a product. They just don't. Okay. Had to get that off my chest. You know, there is a true thing. When people are like, oh, the DJ is too loud. Okay. When they tell you the DJ is too loud, in general, they don't mean you are actually too loud. They mean your frequencies are too high. They just don't know how to communicate that to you. That's it. Roll off the top end frequencies and they will give you a lot more time because there's this thing called ear fatigue. All right. Ear fatigue. It's just, you can't even listen anymore. And the worse the system is, the more you're going to crap out early. That's it. So you actually want it to be a little more, you know, not clear. Mojack's in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for hanging out. Now, okay. What else should I talk about? All right, because I probably won't do a video on this one. I will do a video on QSC. I'm going to talk about them a little more constructively critical, because the one thing I will say is on a dedicated review for a product, it's never good to just like, you know, trash, especially for things that I want. I got to be a little more, this is how I feel. You may choose different. It's not for me though. It's not for me. And I own QSC products, multiple QSC K12.2s and, you know, in 118s. I own multiples. So there's that. Okay. ICOA 21 LD. First off, you guys know how I feel about LD. I think that pretty much for the most part, all of LD's products operate higher than their price point. That's just the way I feel. You know, the 28 G3s are some of the best sounding line arrays on the market. Honestly, on the market. Now, they're not big enough for everything. And then when you get to like the 44s, I don't think the 44s maintain the same sonic qualities as the 28 G3s do. I think the 44s are good. I do. I just am slightly disappointed when I listen to the 28 G3s and then I hear the 44s because they're not the same. Okay. And by the way, the 44s it's going to be a while before they come out. I did confirm that. The ICOA line is, well, technically before the ICOA Pro. The ICOA line was their entry level speaker system that competed with a lot of these other high end companies. They were good. They're very good. The one thing that that I don't personally like about them is the one thing that they have going against them is that they are, you know, most of the ICO speakers are big. They're big. No difference than the 21s. 21s are enormous. They're enormous. They sound good. They sound good. Again, the music that they were playing on them, I didn't love. So it's hard for me to say exactly, you know, how I truly feel about them. They sounded good. And if the price point comes in reasonable, they're going to sell like crazy. You know, they were more frequency wise, at least with the music they were playing, definitely got that mid bass and the low bass, but I didn't get the super, you know, hit you in the chest low. But again, could be the song, but very good speakers. Both the iCola, the sub and the top, very, very good. Very good. I don't, LD is one of the only companies that I'm like, not that they can do no wrong, but that I know that when they bring out something, they're bringing it out for the love of the sound, not for the profits. You know, that's just the way I feel. I went out to dinner with them the night before, and interesting conversations we had. Not that I'm going to go into too much detail, but as we're sitting there eating, there was like the marketing guy and the head of marketing and the manufacturing people, a couple of other YouTube people, and actually 3 other YouTube people besides myself, and this one guy, and he's their, I guess their New Jersey site operator, whatever, marketing, and he's talking. And he goes, and he asks this one guy, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy just like, let him have it. Like, let him have it. Like, no, this is this, and this is this. He was talking about the little portable one, like the one that competes with like the Everse or the Mackie Thumb Go. And man, did he let them have it. Now, I didn't get that speaker. They didn't send it to me, so didn't have an opinion. But he was like, yeah, all these things, all these features that are on this, that are not on this device, and they're on this device, which is cheaper. So it's dumb that blah, blah, blah. And he just let them have it. And I was like, and they just listened. They're like, okay, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. And then they're like, is there anything that you guys could do? They asked a really important question, like, do are influencers still necessary, as opposed to them coming out with like their own commercials and their own stuff? And we kind of explained why. And they were totally accepting. They heard everything. Even the one of them, the marketing guy was like, yes, I agree. This is what I was telling them. I'm trying to get them, because the bosses were there. So we were like their conduit to tell the bosses things without telling the bosses things. So I know that they really care about what people think and to deliver a really good product. I know this. So I'm fully confident in the LD line, in all honesty. Fully confident. I think the ICOs are going to sell well. I personally, I mean, they'll probably send them to me, but I can't use them on a weekly basis. They're just too big. They're just too, you know, I'm not talking about the 21. I don't care about that. It's a big ass box. The box is high. It has a high standing room. Not as it's deep, but it's more on the high side. But it's just big. Too big for me. I'm thinking Full Metal Jacket right now. I'm sorry. See where your brain goes sometimes? It's too big for me, mister. Just think 2 Live Crew and you'll know. Okay. That's because of the quality of wood. Yeah, exactly. So, So, okay, now the evolves. All right, evolves. Here's the thing. I think there are people that don't like EV, because I think some people have been going out and talking trash. I didn't even get through what I was saying. And it's already out. God. Man. I think there are some people that just genuinely don't like EV. And I think it comes out in the way they look at the speaker. Okay. And they're always looking for reasons to kind of hate on it. I personally was literally not impressed about the 50s because I heard them. They were on a party with me. I'm like, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. You guys are all swearing by this speaker. And now I'm on this party with only 100 people in like a barn. And I was like, they don't sound good. Not that they don't, this is what I said in the video. I said, the problem is, I think a lot of people are using the speaker in the wrong application. They're using the speaker. Okay. They're using the speaker in a way that it was never designed to be. So when they go off and they blame, oh, well, there's this and there's that, and it doesn't do this, or it does do this, they're only it's not really the way the speaker was designed. Okay. So the Evolve 50 was never designed to do a room of 200, 300 people. Oh my God. Speaking of, let me go back for a minute. So in my interview in QSC, you'll see it when I post it. I always ask the question. And I think this question says it all, because it's like, are they in the reality bubble or are they not? All right. It's in the video. So I'm not like making stuff up. Okay. I'm talking to QSC about this line array and I said, and I asked this question to everyone, realistically, remember that word. How many people can two of these power on an event? Realistically. Okay. I'm not even going to say it yet. I want you guys to tell me what they said was the realistic number for the QSC KC12s. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. I will wait for this. Throw it in the chat. I'm going to drink a little water while I wait. We'll say indoor. We'll keep it easy. We'll say indoor. Boom. I should have my MPC up here. Here, while I'm waiting for the rest of the comments, please hold for half a second.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, thank you for answering the door. You guys available on July 1st? Yeah, we're available. Do you have a brochure I can take a look at? Here you go. This all looks good. Can you send me out a contract? Here's your contract. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, see here. Just go ahead and sign it and send it in your deposit. Okay. Are you gonna sign it? If you need to take some time, go ahead. Just send it in when you're ready. All right, thank you. Hey, sorry I took a little while, but I'm finally ready to sign the contract. So if you can just send me. Yeah, we are no longer available for that date. You're not available? Sorry. Well, can you recommend another DJ?
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, we have 500. We got 150. We got 90. We got 300. 769, 800, 500, 200. Okay. So if this was Price is Right, a lot of you people would be failing. But yeah, they said somewhere around 400 to 500 people. Could have been 300 to 500, but it was a completely ridiculous number. I didn't even, you know how you could be like that guy that's like, nah, that's some bullshit. Like you could say that like right there. I couldn't be that guy. Okay. So did you guys, anybody remember Dave Chappelle's Killing Me Softly? And he's like, you ever really like get like real racism, like real racism, like where you couldn't say it was actually racism. Like they said something and you're like, but you were so shocked that they were just so bold that you're just like, I don't know what to say. Like that's how I felt when he answered that question. When he said that and I looked at him like, oh, really? Oh, okay. But at that point I was like, I don't believe anything you say anymore. I don't believe that. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Everybody in here knew that you were going to get some chicken. Anyway, so right when they said that, I was like, I can't trust you anymore. I can't trust a word you're saying. Right then and there. And this is key. They peak real fast. Okay. So when I'm in the room with EV and I asked that same question, they gave me a much more realistic number. And that tells me that like, they're not just giving company words. They're actually trying to sell you the product that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just, there's a saying, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Like I can see through your, and if you are, a real working DJ that does more than one type of event, you're going to know automatically what you need and what you don't need. Full size people. So in that part, Nick was right. I actually texted Nick a couple days ago. I'm like, Nick, why you causing trouble? Because I like Nick, but Nick is very emotional, and he knows this about himself. That's the Jersey in him. He gets very emotional. He just says some stuff, and sometimes you're like, that's not in good taste, Nick. You don't care because you're just angry, So it is what it is. I'm not here to tell anybody how to run their channels or run their stuff. You are who you are. So back to EV. Okay. The 70s to me sounds very much like a slightly better version of the LD 44s, G2s. That's what it's a Chinese knockoff. That's what the 70s sound like to me. And I think that was truly the company or the speaker that they were going after. They wanted to be better than the 44s. And I think it's a good line to look at, a good line to be. I honestly believe that because I think that the 44s, I think that the 44 G2s, when I heard the 28 G3s, I'm like, I can't wait for a 44 G3 because if it sounds like the 28s, I think it's going to be better. Okay. And I believe that's what the Evolve 70s sound like. They sound like that. The JBLs might as well be with the QSC lineup. I think the JBLs are fine. We have a couple for cocktail speakers. I would never use them like on a party. Just wouldn't happen. So they're like the 44s. They're a better version of the 44s. If you needed any type of reference for yourself, they sound good. Again, music they were using was decent at best. They do this one thing that drives me nuts, and I wish they would stop this. When they go through their demos for all their speakers, right? And it could be from their point source to regular speakers. When they go through their demo, every time they show you a speaker column, they use a different song. And that drives me crazy. How am I supposed to get a good reference if you use a different song for every single speaker? At a minimum, the 70s and the 90s should have the same song. At a minimum, but every song was different. I don't like that marketing. That's trash to me. So it is what it is. You just have to hopefully know that your ears are good enough. The 90s, which is interesting because I've been seeing very interesting comments on the 90s that all these forums and stuff, 2-way versus 3-way. What do your ears tell you? My ears tell me that I walked around that entire room while they were playing and they sounded good. The 90s are really good sounding speakers. The bass hits. The bass gives you that kick, not the pop. I think in any system, I didn't really hear any upper registry distortion. I think that EV had a much more controlled room as far as the engineering was concerned. So I think they sounded good. If anybody's like, oh no, the 90s didn't sound good, I don't know what your reference is because there's nothing like the 90s on the planet. It's brand new. You can compare 15s, fine. But I think the 90s are really good. Now they're big. That top part is big. I was holding it in my hand. It's beefy. It's beefy. But in the industry we're in right now, where, a lot of these parties and a lot of these coordinators and party planners really want you to be on some form of line array, I think it's going to be the best option. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the best option because there's no 18s out there. If you were trying to get away from point source, the 90s are going to be the speaker. Are they expensive? Hell yeah, they're expensive. Are they the most expensive? I mean, I think you can charge what you want when you're the only one doing it in the market. I mean, that's just it. But I think both the 70s and 90s are good releases. I do. And I think the 2-way is going to die real fast when you actually hear them in public. A lot of people are, and even Nick, you're just reading specs and they didn't actually hear them. Okay. For people that heard them, some people, look, I think there's RCF lovers. There's RCF lovers out there. And RCF can do no wrong. Right? And then I think sometimes, the different levels, it does make you a little more biased. I don't care. I don't care about any of these speakers. I just want it to be good. That's it. If RCF makes a better speaker, then I think I would go with them. I just want the best sound. Now, I like RCF. I do. But again, sterile sound. Not that I couldn't use it. I would just have to EQ the hell out of it. And their bass throw, a little weird. Their bass throw is a little weird, in all honesty. At least on the ones that I heard. But to each their own, everybody's different. I don't think I'm the only one. I don't. And I don't think it's a matter of me not liking them. I think they're fine. I think that for the price, I don't know. I expect a little bit better for the price. But there's nothing wrong with them. They're good speakers. But again, throw is off. It's almost like they're using the same throw distance for the tops as they do for the subs, because I could be standing right in front of them on the dance floor and I don't feel the bass. I go to like outside 20 feet to the left and all the bass is over there. I'm like, hey man, I'm like talking to the bass like it's a little kid. Hey, are you lost, little bass? What are you doing all the way over here? Come with me. Come to the dance floor. Come over here. This is where you need to be. Why are you all the way over there? That's how I feel about the bass throw. To each their own. Now, I say all of that knowing that if something else came through and and an RCF speaker and it was like the shit, like the 12s, I like the 12s a lot. I think they're putting out some really good sound out of those 12s. That skinny 12, I mean, just for space alone, I think it's something you should look at. Anyway, in Europe, that's funny. So you're telling me in Europe, RCFs are the Mackie? You know what? Okay. I will say this. You're not wrong. Okay? But you shouldn't need to. You should not need to use an external mixer to get good sound out of your speakers. Why? Because every speaker has an internal mixer already in there. Every speaker has crossovers already built in and the mixer. You shouldn't need to. You should not need to. I'm not saying that you can't get better sound with a mixer. I'm saying you shouldn't need to. I got a mixer in my controller. I got usually like at least a 3 to 6 band EQ inside the speakers themselves. I shouldn't need a mixer. The only reason why you should need a mixer is because, well, you want to run your mic through it, or you want to have a backup to be able to switch through. That's it. That's the only reason. You should not need that anymore. This is an old school passive speakers. It's not the same. Anyway, just an opinion though. How would you fix it? It wouldn't. That's my whole point. You really can, because if you try to increase the bass, or even if you try to remove the frequencies, you're just losing them on your front end, because they're still going to end up a ways. It's speaker design. That was a choice. Chances are their choice was, and I think the Evolve 50s have this too, where the optimum distance for the bass is like, I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why when I was on the party, the speakers were so far back. I'm like, why aren't they closer to the dance floor? And they were so far back. And then I walked into the dance floor and I walked into the dead center of the dance floor. And then I realized, oh, there's the bass. And then you get past that, bass disappears. You get before that, bass disappears. It was only right in that dead center. So they had to back up the speakers for the throw. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is true. Anyway, okay, let's, so I did not, I went to the RCF. I've heard the RCFs before. They're a good speaker. Yes. So we can say the obvious things here, guys. RCF makes a good speaker. Baseball subs are amazing. Yes, this is true. Baseball tops, sterile and ugly. I only speak the facts. Okay. I never asked for a diamond top. I never asked for that. And I don't think anybody's asked for that. Yet they have one. They're very industrial. Not my thing. I'm playing on venue speakers. It sounds like it sounds. Yeah, exactly. So, I can get rid of this Pocket 3. Oh, you can pull it down. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm doing internal things right now. Delete message. Okay. They might not be. They may not be. They absolutely may not be. Okay, so I agree. I mean, everything's relative. You know what I mean? Like, if you know how to EQ and know how to engineer, you should be fine. There's not a single system that you can't make sound decent. But the one thing you can't do is add bass to a bassless sub. It's never going to happen. You can't EQ a kick into your speaker. You can't do that. So if it's not quality enough when you get it, it's not going to matter. The best you can do is make things sound warmer and more even, maybe a tighter bass, but you'll never get that kick. You can't have it. It has to be designed that way. Okay, so we have another 20 minutes, and then I have to get off. Let's see. I'm going to go back up here and see. I can't go that far. Yeah, there you go. I actually recorded it too. I didn't post it though. Maybe I still will. I don't think we were doing all that. All right. I get that, Matt. I get that. Yeah. But I think it's for people that are like, again, the same situation. Because what I never wanted, I never want to have a line array system out, and then behind me or to the corner, I got this 18-inch sub sitting there. That just defeats the purpose to me. I'm a compartmentalizing kind of person. I like my things to be certain ways. You know, like I don't want to bring another sub when my speakers aren't cutting it. I just want to bring the better system, you know? So everybody's different. It's not working for me. Not working for me. Okay. I'm going with the Ska 1 speakers. Okay. All right. More power to you. More power to you. I have to, I got to email them again. Because they did try to send me some, and I didn't have time nor the space at that time. Yeah. And Bass Boss will likely be, I know they'll be at the expo. They probably will be at, MEX Mobile Entertainment Expo, which I will be at. Who's going to mobile entertainment? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I will be there. I'm actually performing two places. I'm performing the opening night party. So I'm on that one. And I will be at the Danny Max booth on one of the days. At one of the days. So the one in Atlantic City is the DJ Expo. Oh, dope. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing the Washburn thing. Correct. Audio One in the building. Always good times with Audio One. Audio One is, Audio One. I think Audio One would be a good like road trip guy, because Audio One doesn't expect or require anything. He's just self-supplying. He just does his thing. Like he comes and, he just hangs out. Hey man, what's up? We give our daps, whatever. We hanging out. But he's not that guy that's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to be here. We're standing here. We should probably talk about stuff. Like there's nothing worse. And not that I was doing it when Audio One was there, but like there's nothing worse than shooting videos. And I'm clearly shooting a video. Okay. Like, Like, the camera is here in my face, okay? I'm looking at the camera and talking to nobody. To me, that's an indication that you're recording something. I'm just talking to nobody. Either I'm crazy or I'm performing a job. You got to pick which one. And I know I'm not crazy. So there's nothing more frustrating than like you couldn't have given me like 30 more seconds. You know, let me just finish my train of thought and then I'll get to you. I love everybody that comes up and talks to me, but situational awareness is just as important. And when you do that to me in my mind for a minute, I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you right now. You ruined my stuff, but I talk to him anyway. Anyway, that's it. That's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, Audio One's so low maintenance. We all could use an Audio One in our lives. And then I'll randomly get a text from him. Hey man, just thinking about you, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the perfect guy. Perfect guy. Anyway, so yeah, I will be at MEX this year, and I will be at the expo. I haven't locked anything down yet. I was trying to get the Midwest DJs, but I think it's too late because I think it's in April, and I don't want to be like just kind of pushed in at the last minute. I'm still going to send them an email and figure out, you know, if it's not this year, it'll be next year. But I'd like to go to Midwest DJs. Besides that, check is in the mail. Besides that, let's see, anything else happened at NAMM that I'm not going to post, but I would talk about. I saw a really cool new AI software that literally can sing whatever you write. So like if you're a singer and or you're a songwriter and you need to make a reference track, you can literally program the singer to sing the whole song. You can add vibrato, you can change up cadence. Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I mean, that should have won, like, you know, software of the year at NAMM. That one right there truly deserves it. So, and apparently I talked to Kova because he saw it last year, and I don't really go into the plugin area as much. But he, but I was super impressed by it. And yes, I did go to dinner with some of the coolest people, on, what's that, Friday night. Or was it Saturday? I can't remember. It's all a buzz, a blur. Anyway, a little buzz too. So I went out to dinner with Professor BX, Priya and Johnny, Mojax, DJ Kova, Pulse, another guy. He's a programming guy. I don't remember his name. Is there anybody else? Did I miss anybody? I think that was it. Yeah. And we went to sushi and we just had a great time. Great time. Like I said, they're all good people. You know, just don't lock them into the business that they do. They're good people. This is not like, you know, separating artists from passion. I mean, it could be, but either way, had a really good time on Thursday. It was on Friday. I did not see Mixmaster G. I heard that he went down with the flu. And then I was like, I'm staying away from his area. Even if he shows up, I'm not going to, I'll wave from a distance because I'm not trying to get sick. And I'm sorry you got sick. That sucks. That really sucks. Because I know it's a big deal to you. But I heard that your guy took over and helped out and did a good job. So there's always pluses. At least you got people to protect your back. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions? Audio cue. Hold on. Let me get back up there. Audio Q had a booth with dope technology to send audio over power lines in a building. I can see a purpose for that. As a matter of fact, I'm using internet over power lines right now. My office is too far from our internet Wi-Fi. So I'm using one of those power boxes. You plug it in, plug one side in to one outlet. And it likely has to be on the same circuit. That's the kind of the qualifier for this. So as cool as that looks, I have a feeling it has to be on the same circuit. So it's going to be a little harder to do what you need it to do. At least that's the way it works for the internet. I'm going to assume it works the same way for audio. Yeah, same circuit. Yeah, but hey, if they are in the same circuit, and they absolutely could be on the same circuit, because most of these rooms share a circuit anyway. So if you needed to put something in the back of the room, that might be something that works out. I like anything that's great. It was at CES. Oh, dope. Okay. Ouch. It's been a while. I always do the like the day count. Like, okay, it's now Thursday, and the last time I saw other people that with Namthrax was Saturday night. I think usually by today or to tomorrow, if I were to get sick, I would be sick. For instance, Devin Hype, which I did see multiple times. I saw him on the floor. I saw him at the Club Killers party, and I saw him both times. And he was throwing on Instagram how sick he was yesterday. So there's always like, okay, did I pass that? And I just don't touch anything on me when I'm with people. It's just this mental thing, I don't touch people. I stay away from them. I wash my hands constantly. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, that's possible. A lot of people, there's still people that use masks on planes. I'm not opposed to it, especially if I'm sitting next to somebody and they're I'm like, okay, I need to move from you. Okay. Let's see here. All right, a couple of more, and then I definitely have to go because I think my first call is at 1:00. It is my first Zoom. So I'm literally going to get off this Zoom and then activate the other Zoom. I hope it's not so bad. And then I'm on calls from 1:00 till 4:45. Nonstop. Okay. So, I got to put some stickers on this. Put some Serato stickers. They had Algorithm DJ performing with Hercules, and I posted that video on Instagram again at Cleveland Terry. I could believe the amount of hate coming from you DJs. You guys ought to be ashamed. Ashamed. You guys are so mean to the future of technology. I mean, look, hold on. Let me see real quick. So, okay. Let's see. This reel has gotten 10,000 views, 463 likes. Okay. 359 sharing, but check this out though. Where's my poll? Pause. No, for real. Where is okay, here we go. So there were 117 responses from that video. Okay. The results say, I said interested. 78% said no and just talked shit through the whole entire video. Only 22% said yes. You guys really hate technology. Really hate technology. There was a guy on my Serato video that I posted yesterday, and I think it was a Serato video, and he had said, you know, can you fix like the autoplay? And somebody comes back and it's like, what? You want him to DJ for you too? Like, I think we're missing the point here. I'm not sure who hates more. You know, is it the DJ that is working or the non-working DJ? Like, I don't know which one it is, but there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger in the world, period. Like, I mean, it's been like 10 days since the new president came into office, and I'm just like trying to stay away from all of it because everybody's angry. Nobody's supportive. Nobody wants to help people. They want to complain about it. They don't want to actually do anything about it. Same thing with DJs. They want to complain all the time. Like, you want to complain about speakers. They don't work for you. Okay. That's why I don't question people when they're like, oh, I do this is all I need. I'm like, whatever. I wouldn't do it, but if it works for you. But I'm just not calling people idiots and getting angry at them. It's just a different world. You guys are mean. You know? Just mean. Do we have to be? Do we have to be? Can we do, you know, out of all the hate that's around this world, and I mean real hate, DJs can't come together? And I know there is a way, because like I went to the NAMM meetup with Icy Ice, and like Inca One was there, and you know, all these people were there, and we were just having a conversation and having a chat, and like there are people that just have a love for the culture. It's a lot mobile DJs. Why are mobile DJs so angry at everybody? Why? Anyway, we could talk about that for the next 20 minutes, which I don't have time for. But it's pretty sad. It's a pretty sad bunch. Okay. Let's see if there's any more questions that are like, I should probably look at that. Yeah. That's true. And then again, please understand, Nick and I are friends. I like Nick a lot. I like Nick because he gives no fucks. He does his thing. I respect that. You know, I do respect that. I also respect that, like, he's a nice guy until you piss him off, and then he'll let you know. You know, I respect that. Like, I remember to this day when he had on I forget his name, the DJ who did the Super Bowl thing, and it all blew up in his face. I might have had something to do with it. Maybe a little bit. I don't think so though. And he had him on his show, and everything was good for like an hour. And then at the very end, they're like getting off, and all of a sudden the guy starts getting angry, and then Nick starts getting angry, and then by the end, I thought they were ready to punch each other. You know, but that's Nick Nick won't allow you to play him. Okay. And I respect that, because I'm the same way. Like, I will be as nice as possible and constructively critical and try to give you the information. As soon as you disrespect me, gloves are off. I will make you look dumb, because I'm an evil person when I'm angry. That's why I don't get angry. I'm quick-witted, and I will take you down fast. I will go after you personally. Gen X. Thank you, preacher man. Gen X. I gives no fucks. This nice guy, he's there most of the time until you do something that is in direct conflict with who I am. Then that's it. You go after my family. You go after my kids. You go after my wife. You start saying stuff that's like, you're making it personal. So I'm going to make it personal. Anyway, not like Miss JoJo or whatever they call her. Not like that. Like a regular person. Metro, thank you for hanging out today, Pam. But yeah, Nick is an acquired taste. He is. But, you know, to each their own. Now, what I have personally said, F you for him, I'm going to make my own where we don't give a shit and we talk trash all day. I'm like, well, that was DJ idea sharing. Like, you literally just made DJ idea sharing part 2. Because that's all I saw on DJ idea sharing, which is why I never go to that forum. It's just, you know, but hey, I get it. He got mad. He did his own. And then, you know, this feels a lot like the presidential election. It just feels a lot like that, in all honesty. You know, but to each their own. To each their own. I get it. He's going to do what he's going to do. And I know he's got a lot of people over there. I haven't even been to that page yet. You know, no. Can there be... This and I'm gone. There's, again, I like Rachel a lot. I like her forum. I like that they're there to help people and to be positive. I do. I really do. But I'm not an idiot. I can see how some people would feel like they're being censored, which they are. And me as a Democrat, I understand how, not me as a Democrat understand censorship, but I understand, like, I saw the writing on the wall when all of these people were going and all of a sudden, you know, Trump. I'm like, we really are censoring too much. We're creating our own problems. And it was a backlash, and that's why we're here. That's why we're where we are right now, for good or for bad. That's why we're here. You know, they were going after the wrong thing. So when you have something like, you know, the help desk where you are being, you know, managed, you're being managed. Okay. For some people, it is going to piss them off. I know that. And they don't care. They're like, fine, then don't be here. We're here to help. So more power to them. But there are going to be people like the next that are like, you know what? I'll just make my own. I make my own where we're not afraid to be, you know, thick-skinned and we're just going to talk shit and do all our things. Like, hey, whatever, if it works for you. If it works for you. But we shouldn't need to be this way. I mean, we're literally in a position, in a field that for the most part, none of us are competing against each other. None of us are competing, especially on the mobile DJ side. If you want to say, like, you know, club DJ, yeah, maybe there's more competition. There's just, you know, less opportunities out there. But for the most part, you know, if G Kenny's DJing somewhere and I'm DJing somewhere and we both have, you know, private events, we're never running into each other. We don't run into the same clients. I mean, the closest I've come to running into the same clients is DJ Solstice. And he's in San Diego, but every so often he can't do a party, you know, and he'll go like, hey, I got somebody I'm going to refer you in San Diego. Cool. You know, I do the same thing, but that's the closest I come. The people that I know are my competitors. We're not even angry towards one another. So I'm trying to understand why DJs have so much hate for one another. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. I wish I did. I'm gonna do a long form. I don't know what they call it. YouTube documentary about this. I'm going to. Absolutely. You just tell me when. I'll be there. What do you mean? Is that like a bad thing? I don't think it's, look, I don't think that just because you're a Republican, you're a bad person. And I don't think just because you're a Democrat, you're a good person. There are bad people across the board. Okay? Now, I do feel that MAGA is in it for the wrong reasons. So I do have a problem with MAGA, and not because of, I mean, just from how they act. You know, that's my only issue. But you're free to like who you like. I posted something yesterday and somebody came in to my post. Oh, hold on, before I get on this call, and literally it's right now. I just gotta read it to you. It was a post about the fact that, you know, like Republicans don't really want to raise minimum wage, which is necessary. It's necessary for a lot of these people. And they're like, nope. And they're giving all these dumb reasons for it. So I just reposted it. Not that big of a deal. And where did he go? And then Jeff One said, I'm kidding. He didn't actually say anything. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to say who said it. So I posted it, and then he replies, because they were rich people worth all this money, earned all of it, didn't steal it from the U.S. citizens like Democrats have. Okay, so this is a MAGA response. That's a dumb response, because we all know that's not true. We know that's not true. We can all be realistic and real about this kind of stuff. So I just said, I've said this on my show, you can't be that rich without taking advantage of the system. These are facts. These are facts. Okay? Absolute facts. I'm not saying anything that is incorrect. All right? So he comes back and says, all good, CT. We can agree to disagree. Meaning, I don't give a shit what you're saying. You're wrong. Because he says, I love your content, my brother, but Trump is here to save America that the Dems have destroyed. I know you know, living in Cali. Too much information. Too much back and forth. Too much back and forth. Too much back and forth. So I said, we definitely see Trump differently, and that's okay. We'll see how it goes. So I don't have time for that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I don't have time for. I don't like MAGA. I don't like born again Christians, not because they're bad, but because the moment they became born again, they got an opinion about everything, and they want to tell me all the things that I need to do now because they're now born again. Can you just be born again on your own? Do you need me to be with you? Like, just go do your thing. That's it. That's it. That's it. I don't like anything that's overzealous. That's the key. You know, yeah, I like even-keeled, even-tempered people. That's it. So it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter. You know, like, president's here. Okay, he's our president for the next 4 years. Okay. Hopefully, I want it to be better. You understand? I want it to be better. I hope he would come in and make this place better. I honestly hope that. I'm not seeing it, though. I'm not seeing it when you try to freeze Medicare and you try to freeze, government loans to college students. And when you're trying to deport people to Guantanamo Bay, I don't see it yet. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. You understand? Like, I don't know. These MAGA people want to be right. I want to be wrong. But I don't think I am. Anyway. All right, y'all. I got to roll. Enough of that drama. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. I will see you. Rocket Mystico. I will see you guys next Thursday. We'll have a great time. Next Thursday? Yeah, I'll be in. I'm not at the Mex until the following, and then we'll do a live one like we always do. But I will be here next Thursday. I got more videos coming out over the next couple of days. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day. Have great parties this weekend. See you soon. Wu-Tang is for the kids. Peace out.